Hey guys, welcome back to Grumpy Gnome Fishing. Well, you know when they say desperate times call for desperate measures? I went ahead and I hooked on my size 14 Sabiki, and we're starting to get into those gazillion smelt that are underneath the pier right now. Now, if I had a live bait rig, not a live bait rig, but my bottom rig hooked up, I would probably send this guy down whole. But in the time being, I am going to save him just in case we do want to fish him as a whole bait rather than a cut bait. I'm going to go ahead and drop this down again, and we'll see if we can keep catching these little guys. Hey guys, we're back, and you're probably wondering why. I think we might just have something on our line. And we do. I'm gonna show you a little bit of our change of scenery here. Let me go ahead and position this a little bit more like that. And maybe you can see what's in my background. I promised you some surf fishing, and we're in the surf. The water we're fishing in is probably 3 to 5 feet deep. I'm right at where the waves are cresting. And believe it or not, this is one of the hot spots for sharks and rays. You can also get halibut in this area. And let me go ahead and get this guy up so we can see what we got. It doesn't feel like a halibut, but as I said, this area is also notorious for sharks and rays. And this is another spot I like to come fish at. So let me get this guy up and we'll see what we got on the line. It is. Alrighty. It's a little round stingray. Wow. And he actually stung my backpack. So let me see if I can get this guy out of here. There we go. Yeah. So, this is how we're going to end our day, with a single round stingray. Sure, no problem. He did sting my backpack, which better backpack than myself. And once again, we are fishing right where the waves are cresting, 3 to 5 feet of water. I'm going to get this guy off, let him go, and that will conclude the video. So, hey, no problem. This is what we do. Yeah. Yeah. So once again, this is a round stingray. He does have his stinger intact. We're going to go ahead and let him go now. Oops, I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, you're perfectly all right.
Oh, wow.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
And he will live to fight another day. So, just when we thought today was going to be unproductive, that was nice that we got into something. We got to meet some more people. I guess if I was a better salesperson, I would be telling everybody about my YouTube channel. But hopefully, in turn, they will find it. I think we still have a little bit of time left over. I'm gonna go ahead and bait up again. It was really nice that we actually got to get a fish into this playlist. You know, stingray, shark, halibut, I'll take anything. Because once again, we're doing this for fun. Let me go ahead, get baited up, and then we'll close this out. We're gonna try a couple different cuts here of bait. The first piece is gonna be a chunk bait, which is just basically a square cut. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the top hook. The second one, to mix it up a little bit, I went ahead and I made a long fillet of the smelt. I'm gonna put that on the bottom hook. It kind of resembles either a small fish or it could be like the tail of a fish. So we'll see how that does. Okay, gonna go ahead, get this back out into the water. Actually, if I change my camera angle just a little, don't freak out on me guys, here we go. I will show you how we do the underhand casting. Okay, scratch that idea. We just got into something big. This almost pulled my pole over the edge. It is actually taking drag at this time. This might just be what we've been waiting for. Hang in there with me. Yeah, this is definitely the one that's going to make our day a payday. Whoops. Are you serious? I don't know what just happened, but we don't want to deal with it now. We got to get this thing up. Hey family, friends, and fellow fishermen. Welcome to Grumpy Gnome Fishing. I am the Grumpy Gnome, and let's get some grump on. We are at Seal Beach Pier, and this is going to be a little different perspective than what we normally use. I am coming here with absolutely one smelt that I'm going to be using for bait. As a matter of fact, if you can bear with me here for a second, I don't know if you can see that right there, right here, but I have cut myself 3 pieces of smelt, and that is what I'm going to be starting with. I went ahead and I hooked up a double dropper right here. And if you notice, this time I have upsized, or I should say downsized, my hook. I'm actually using a 1/0 hook on both the upper and lower. I'm throwing out 3 ounces of lead. Well, they don't use lead anymore. This is some type of a material. And I'm gonna throw this out there with the Smelt on there, not knowing if it's even gonna get bit, but I did bring a second rig, as I normally always do. And let me show you this, because this is a little different setup than what I've been using lately. I went ahead and I purchased another Sabiki rig. This Sabiki actually has large rainbow feathers on them, and the purpose for that is that we're going to be targeting mackerel and possibly bonita. I've been having difficulty throwing out the small Kastmaster that I've been using, so I upgraded to a 2-ounce minnow jig. And this is going to act as my weight and as my attractor. Also, you'll notice that I am at the absolute corner of Seal Beach Pier. And my reason for choosing this location is because you are not allowed to overhand cast on a pier. And by being on the corner, I can actually swing out over the side and get a further cast with the Sabiki. So hopefully I'm gonna go ahead and wet some Smelt and leave it there, see what happens. And then I'm gonna be fishing basically for mackerel and bonita and see what goes on. I will get back with you if I do get anything on the line. Oops, I cannot put that there. Before I pause this video, I just want to go over a little bit of organizational skills. Those dropper loops I'm using are called surf rigs, and you can find them at Walmart or any sporting goods store. They come in packages of about 10, maybe 15, and they are an absolute bird nest if you try to take them out of the package. For organizational sake, what I do, once I get them untangled, is I will take one end that has the snap swivel on it, and I will loop all the other barrel swivels into that snap swivel, and then that way it leads to a really nice long rig that if you do need to use one of these, you can simply unclip it, take one barrel swivel out, and then just pull it from the rest of the strand. Other tips. If you're using Sabiki rigs, you know that if you throw them into your backpack or into your tackle box, they are going to tangle everything. Instead, put them into a little baggie like this. That keeps them nice and organized, and when you do need it, you just take it out of the baggie. You try to do a little untangling because they will grab themselves, but it's a lot easier than trying to untangle 3 or 4 of these that are put together. And once again, the hooks that I upgraded to are the eagle claws, and you'll see the size like right here. I actually went up to a 1/0. My reason for doing that is I had a lot of the sharks and the rays are swallowing the hooks. So I'm figuring that by going up to a larger hook size, hopefully we will be able to keep the hook towards the rim of the mouth and not into the gullet. Anyway, that's it for now. If you like this video, go ahead and smack a like button. If you want to support me, go ahead, hit the subscribe. You can also hit the little dingy thing if you like the bell. And I'll get back with you and we'll see how far this one Smelt gets us. Take care, guys. I'll be back soon. And hey guys, this is Captain Norm, also known as Grumpy Gnome Fishing. Just about ready to wrap it up when we actually got something on the line. Timba! They're back!
Oh, look. There he is.
It is a Bonita.
Whatever I can eat it. Let me see.
Hey Timba, a Bonita on a dropper. Well, that's a new way of fishing. I think I'm going to maybe try this from now on. But anyway,
This girl's brought him.
you know what? Lady luck. There you go. I think it actually worked. Well, let me go ahead and tell everybody out there in YouTube land what we got. Hey guys, we got us a baby Bonita on a double dropper rig. This is the most unexpected, unconventional way of catching a Bonita. But desperate times call for desperate measures. And this one has now become shark bait. This one might have just saved the day. There we go. Well, that's a new way of fishing. Once again, guys, we got us a baby Bonita. And this one's actually going to become bait when we go into the surf zone and fish for sharks and rays. So let me get them into the ice box, and you know, I've got one more piece of smelt. I'm going to throw it on just like the other pieces and see if we get another one using this weird method. All right guys, I'll check back with you. It's nice that we got a little audience here, and check back in. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I'm back. I just wanted to introduce you to this new spot here. We are back in the surf zone, as you can tell. The water we're fishing is probably 5 to 10 feet deep. I cut off the Sabiki rig, so now I'm using my two favorite methods. I do have a double dropper loop on one of my rods, and the other one I am back to the sliding egg sinker and the 2/0 hook. I had a piece of mackerel here, and what I did was I cut 2 chunks off of the top fillet, and then the tail portion is actually another longer fillet. So the 2 chunks are going to go on the double dropper loop, and I'm going to throw that out into the further out water, and then closer to the surf I'm going to throw my sliding egg sinker. And the reason I'm putting the tail portion on is just in case we come across a halibut, because as we mentioned previously, the halibut prefer the tail sections. And if you ever look at a halibut rig, you'll notice that sometimes it has what's called a stinger hook on the back, which is actually a treble. So the main hook gets hooked into the top of the bait. It would be like the head portion, and that stinger hook, which is commonly a treble hook, will go into the tail. And that's because the halibut like to just take a chunk out of that tail first. It's like they're playing with their food. But let me go ahead and get these rigged up. Actually, I'll let you watch me what I'm doing here. So this rig here, you can actually see my sliding egg sinker right there. I've got about a 2-foot leader and then a 2/0 hook, and I'm gonna throw that chunk of mackerel on here. And this is actually, like I said, going into the surf zone. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen my drag almost all the way. So if a fish, shark, or ray picks up the bait, they're actually going to be pulling the line out, and this clicking on the drag is indicating that a fish is actually running with the bait. Okay, now I'm going to hook up the double dropper. Brought my towel this time. And this is what our double dropper looks like. I got the 2 pieces of mackerel, and then I got a 3-ounce sinker right here. I'm bringing it in a little bit because there's a patch of seaweed out there that I don't want to get caught in. I'm going to leave my drag a little tighter on this one because since this is a tight rig to begin with, I want to be able to set the hook as soon as we see the bite. So there we go, 2 different rigs in the water. We're just going to kind of keep an eye on them and watch what happens. And if anything, it's going to be a shark, a ray, or maybe even a halibut. All right, guys, I'll check back with you when we get something on the line. Hey guys, good morning. This is Captain Norm with Grumpy Gnome Fishing. This is day 2 of Seal Beach Pier fishing. We ended the day yesterday with 1 bonita, so I thought I would come back today and try something a little different again, and then a little bit of the same. So that bonita that we had did wind up being our bait for today. So what I'm going to do, since I caught that bonita on the surface using bait, I took my dropper rig right here and I actually attached a bobber to it. So this thing is going to be sitting about 4 feet below the surface. This is going to be targeting mackerel and bonita again. Once again, I will be keeping those for bait because those are not my target fish. My target fish are actually sharks and rays, which I do have in the background here. do have my sliding egg sinker rig with a chunk of Bonita at the bottom. So I'm going to throw this thing out for the bottom species, and I'm going to throw my bobber one out there for the top water. I think we're going to leave it at that for now, and then I will check back with you if we get something on the line. No, not if, when we do. Let me take this opening shot to remind you all to give me a like if you like this. If you don't like it, give me a sympathy like anyway, and then subscribe to the channel. I'm sure there's a subscribe button someplace. Yeah, just go ahead and hit that, and then if you like the little dingy thing, hit the bell too. All right, we'll check back with you. Bye bye. Hey guys, Captain Norm here with you. Let me adjust this. If you notice in our background, we're back in the surf zone, and I thought I had something on here. May have been a fluke, but let's find out. Nope, we got him.
I don't know. There's a pier here and there.
Well, no, not at all.
What kind of fish is it?
This is actually a stingray, and it looks very much like a thornback skate, but because this one has a smooth back to it, I know it's a stingray. The species itself is called a round stingray, and these things just love to sting backpacks.
Gotcha.
I found that out in my last fishing trip.
Gotcha.
So
So he goes back in?
everything goes back in. So
Cool. That's
Have a good day.
you also, thank you.
a stingray?
Catch anything you can eat?
You know what? I wouldn't eat anything I caught off of here. No, it's the water here is a little bit too dirty, and you'll see that they actually have warning signs posted. Actually, there's one right over there about what species you're not supposed to eat. But I'm out here for recreation, yeah, and for video, and so everything I do is catch and release. So
You enjoy it. That's the important thing.
you know, it is. This helps keeps me happy in life. Yes, they do. Actually, I will show you here in just a second. If I have these tools right here. We'll grab his tail.
A lot of young ones.
Yeah, right there's the stinger.
Oh, that's two things, isn't it?
You know, I don't know how it is worked out, but that is the stinger on them.
So those two. Okay, so yeah, I always wondered. Well, does that close? Do those two things close? The stinger? How do they swing?
You know, they swing their tail around, and then once they get into something, I've never felt one of these, but I believe it is a very fine serrated edge to it.
Okay.
And I do know that when it got into my
wonder-
backpack,
I wonder if I touch them, what does it do? I'll use
Uh,
the clean knife.
Yeah.
It doesn't. He's not responding.
No,
See,
the-
there's two pieces to it.
oh no, those are the testicles.
Oh.
The stinger is right above my,
Oh, it's up here.
yes, that's
Oh,
it.
I was looking down here.
No, those
Oh,
are the,
that's what was puzzling me.
No,
Oh,
he-
yeah, I see the stinger now.
yeah,
oh, I'm
he's,
with you.
he's a male.
Yeah, okay.
But we're gonna let him go. The best way to do this is to actually put him on the pier,
Yeah.
and then that keeps him from jumping around.
Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't realize the stinger was at the end of the tail. That's why it
Yeah.
slashes around. Yeah, nasty.
It is.
Is there a stinger on it?
Yes, it is.
There's a lot of small ones this time of year.
You know, this is what we catch most of the time. A couple days ago, I hooked into something really big, but I never got it up.
Okay.
There we go.
He took the bait, all right.
Yeah, he did. Let me see if I can pick him up here. And right there on the tail, you can see where the stinger is.
Oh, that one.
That is the stinger.
I see.
But I got to get this guy back in because he's been out for a while.
So if that stinger stings you, I mean, it's poisonous, or
There's a lot of pain,
I see.
and it just takes a lot of time and probably a lot of aspirin
Wow.
for the pain to go away.
Wow.
You know, Steve Irwin,
Yeah. Right.
yeah, he. So I guess it's safe to say if they sting you in the right place or in the wrong place, you know, they could kill you.
Right.
But if you get a stinger in the foot, it's just a lot of pain.
Wow. Wow.
So,
Wow. They look so elegant, you know, when they're in the water, you know,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I just didn't know that, you know, like, they can hurt you.
no, they can do some damage, and there are a lot of them right here because the river there that's coming in, that's all warm water. And
Okay.
lately, the sharks and the rays, this is their zone right here in the surf.
Sharks?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they just, I mean, they're not big sharks, maybe 2-3 feet. And they're not the typical sharks that you would see in the open ocean. These are all bottom feeders.
I see.
So they swim along and they're harmless. They're not gonna, they won't hurt you. It is safe to swim. The most dangerous thing here would be the stingrays,
Oh, really?
because
If you step on
if
them.
you step on them, they will get you. And you can see how close we're actually fishing
Right.
to the beach.
Right. I mean, about a week ago, we were on the other side of the world. I mean, we love to travel, so we were by the Aegean Sea, you know, on the west coast of Turkey, where the water is so calm, so innocent. I swim all the way out. It's buoyant. All I have to do is just take a deep breath. I'm just lying on the surface of the water, and I compared it with the ocean here.
Yeah,
It's different. I wouldn't be confident to swim here. I would be scared.
yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the... Yeah, I'm not that brave. I wouldn't swim here.
Okay.
Well, it's nice talking
All
to
right,
you.
nice
sir.
talking to you. Have a good day.
You as well. Thank you.
And that is why we do what we do. We're not just here to have a good time catching fish. We're here to meet people. And once again, remember Grumpy Gnome's little quote in life. We are sharing knowledge while teaching sustainability. All right, guys, let's get them back in the water and see if we can get another one.